Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzle, specifically another puzzle from the Sliced Sudoku Puzzle Pack. This time we're going to be looking at Pie is a Sandwich, right? By EPH. Well, is pie the best thing since Sliced Sudoku? Let's find out together. So this is a sandwich Sudoku using just the sandwich constraints, which I'll go through the rules in a moment. And I really love this puzzle that it's got the digits for pi as the clue. 314159265358897. I think that is just really clever. So I'm really looking forward to giving this one a try. So links below to both this puzzle and to where you can get the entire pack. Now, I'm recording these puzzles in a semi-random order, not quite the order that they were submitted, but just the order that I think I can approach them, and I've got the time to record on the day and all of that sort of stuff, but they're definitely not being recorded in any sort of planned order, and then we will sort them into difficulty order for release. So I'm definitely not recording them in the order you're seeing them. Okay, let's have a look at the rules of the puzzle. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. And then we've got the sandwich clues, which is the numbers outside the grid give the sum of the digits between the 1 and the 9 in that row or column. So we know in this column, for example, there is digits summing to 14 between the 1 and the 9. So, for example, if the 1 and the 9 was here, these three digits would have to sum to 14. That's the way it works. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Not that I really care about times. You may, and you may want to compete against me. You win. I really don't mind. Let's give this a shot. So, this row is telling me immediately that these are 1 and 9, and I will go through why. So if we look at any row, column, or box, and specifically what we care about is rows and columns in Sandwich Sudoku, it may be relevant for a box in a different puzzle, but what we care about is if we every row and column will contain all of the digits from 1 to 9. If you add up all of the digits from 1 to 9, you get 45. Now, we know that the bread in a sandwich is the 1 and the 9. And if the and those digits sum to 10. So, if we turn around and take away 10 away from the 45, we've got 35 between the digits 2 to 8 sum to 35. So if we know that the clue is 35, we must put all of the digits from 2 to 8 in between. So the 1 and the 9 must be the extreme outside digits here. And we can probably use that logic calculating things like outies. Maybe I should call them chips because they're on the side of the sandwich, for other things. Like, for example, if we look here, neither of these digits can be part of the sandwich because the furthest away I could put the clue would be here. And then this would have to be a 26. So these are not included. But well, I know this is included because it's a 9. Let's just color the digits we've got because now I can use that same trick again. But let's color these digits green and let's look at what's going on here. This has to now be a 1 and this has to be a 9 by Sudoku. These are all green because I've already got the 1 and the 9. I basically color every digit that's not 1 or 9 green, and then I color the 1s and 9s to try and find out where they can possibly be. But we know that all of the green digits, which are 2 through 8, sum to 35, because it's 45 minus 1 and 9, which is 10, so they're 35. But these digits here sum to 26. 35 minus 26 is 9, so these digits have to sum to 9. They can't be 1, 8, they can't be 2, 7, they can't be 3, 6. These are 4 and 5. That's very cool. Nice opening. Okay, how do you do a 3 clue? This is actually what I might do is I might start marking off clues that I've done. I tend to use red X's for that, which is the X becomes available if you turn on your pen tool. How do you do a 3 clue? Well, the only way to do a 3 total in Sudoku at all would be 1 plus 2 or a single 3. Now, I can't use 1 plus 2. Whenever I'm working on sandwich totals, you can never use a 1 or a 9 in the total because they're the bread. Often you'll hear me call them crusts because that's what everyone else calls them, and I may slip into that, but I'm going to try and call them bread because it's a sandwich. It could be a toasted sandwich, but in this case it's bread. And even then, you don't use the crusts to make a toasted sandwich. You use bread to make toast. Anyway, the only way to do it was with a single 3. So this must go 9, 3, 1, and this becomes the other bread. and these become not bread. These are all chips. Okay. So 7. 7 could be done in 1 or 2 digits only. So this could be a 7 in a single digit, or it could be a 2-digit sum. I can't do a 3-digit sum summing to 7 because the minimum 3 digits could be is 2, 3, and 4, and 2, 3, and 4 sums to 9. So there's either a 1 here or a 1 here. This must be included in the sum. 1 is in one of those. None of those can be the 1 in the row. It's got to be in one of those two. So 1 and 9 in this box are in those. This is an 8 clue, and an 8 clue can only be done in 1 or 2 digits. So there must either be a 9 here or a 9 here. None of these can be included. 5. How do I do 5? Oh, that's brilliant. Look at this. This can't be the 1. If this was the 1, then it would have to go in this direction, and this would be an 8, and then I'd have to get down to 5 somehow using a negative digit. It doesn't work. That's not included. This is the same. This can't be it because I'd have to go in this direction. If this was crust, I'd have to go this way, and then 6, and I'd need a negative digit. This isn't it. So the furthest apart, I can't have the 2 crusts next to each other, because if the 2 crusts were next to each other, this would have to be a 0 clue. So these are the 1 and the 9, which we color. Let's see if I can do it with the keyboard. And this becomes, while I'm in color mode, let's make that green. And this has to be the 5, which makes this the 4 and this the 5. And the 5 clue is now done. That I really like that. That's clever. Maybe I can mark this triple, which is 1, 2, 3, and 7. There's no 3 there. That may not have helped. Okay. Is it this 15 clue now? A 15, well, hang on, all of these are green. So this has to be one of the clues, because the 15 could be done in 2 or 3, maybe 4, but the furthest apart these could be is 3. But if I don't include this, they're as far apart as the clues could get, and that would have to be a single 15. That is a 1 or a 9. And it has to be at least 2, and one of these is included. Okay. I know there's a 9 in one of those two, and there's a 1 in one of those two. I can't say that's not a 7 yet. Is it here? How would this work? So I could go 8, 9, or it's 2 digits summing to 8, which can't be 1, 7, or 3, 5. So it would be 2, 6. So this is either a 2 or an 8, because it's either 1, 8, 9, or it's 1, 2, 6, 9. But if this is, so this has to be, if this is an 8, this is a 9, and if this is a 2, this is a 6. So this is a 6 or a 9. Well, one of these, could I put a 7, 8 in there? If this is a 3-cell 15 sum, that's a 6, and these 2 digits have to sum to 9. They couldn't be 1, 8, they could be 2, 7, they couldn't be 3, 6. So these would be 2, 7. So if this is a 9 here, these are 2, 7. In fact, 2, 7, and 2, which would make that 8 and that 9. That's if it ends there. Hmm. No. Yeah, let's look at this. 9 has to be in one of these because this is a 14 clue. So the outies have to get me to 35, which is another 21. I need 21 outside of this. There is 21 outside. If this is a what? So I can't make the 2 clues here because then this would be an 8 and this would have to be a 13. So I can't make these the 2 clues. There must be a clue in here, which must be a 9, and none of these are part of a sandwich sum. So if this is a 9, I'm going up and putting it here. That doesn't work, does it? Because 14, how do you do 14 in 2 digits? I can't use 9, 5 because I can never use a 9. It'd be 8, 6. I can't use 7, 7, and I don't have 8 available. I can never do it in 2 digits. So if this was a 9, I can't ever get to a 1 that's 3 digits away. That's a 6. That's a 2. This is no longer bread, but I've got my 8 now. So this is the 9, which is the bread. This is the 1. I now have a 9 down here, but that means it's either 9 here and a 1 here or 9 here and a 1 here. Now, if it's 9 here and a 1 here, those 2 digits there have to sum to 8. I can't use 1, they'd be 3, 5. So it'd be 3 and 5. If it's 9 here and 1 here, that's a 7 because no, it doesn't work. If that's a 9 and that's a 1, I've already got 8. So that would have to be a 6, but I've already used the 6. That can't be the 9. That's the 9, and that means this is the 1, and this is not the 1, and this is green, and this is green. That's really cool. And these have to sum, well, I've got 6, so these have to sum to 8. Well, they're not 1, 7, they're not 2, 6. These are 3, 5, and I know the order from the 3 already in the box. These are 4 and 7. And this is a 1, 9 pair, which is all yellow. And there's a 9 clue here. Well, I can't do 9 in 3. Right, this has to be the 9. Because if this wasn't the 9, yeah, I can't end it here because then the clue would be 2. So this is green. And I can't, if this didn't end it, I'd be doing it in 4 digits. And the minimum 4 digits could be is 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 14. So this is the 9. So this is the 1. This is the 9. This is yellow. This is not 9. In fact, this is also green because I've got the 1 and the 9. These have to sum to 15. Those are 7, 8. This has to sum to 9. So it's 7. So what have I done now? I've done the 9 clue, I've done the 15 clue, I've done the 14 clue, I've done the 3 clue, I've done the 8 clue. The only clues I haven't done are the 9 and the 7. This is very clever. This isn't a 2 anymore. 2 is in one of those 2. This is a triple, 4, 7, and 8. So there's a 4, 7, 8 triple. 4 is in one of those 2 and not there. This is a 3 by Sudoku because of the 3 looking down. This is a triple. 5, 6, and 8. So there's no 8 there. 8 is in one of those 2. This could still be a 7, 1, I think. Or it could be 2 digits summing to 7, which would have to be 2, 5. Because I can't use 3, 4 anymore. These are all green. So there's a 1 in one of those two and a 9 in one of those two. These are all green. Oh, the 9 looks like making that the 1, that the 9. These is green, and there's 1 in one of those two. How is this going to work? If this is 9, the closest a 1 could be, it'd be here. And these would be 2, 3, 4. 2, these would be 3, 4. If this is a 9, I couldn't make this a 9. And so this couldn't be it. And this would also be a 3-cell sum, which would be 2, 3, 4. And that would be 2, and this would be 3, 4. So this is always part of a 3-cell sum. So this is a 3 or a 4. So there's a 3-cell sum here or a 3-cell sum here, which means if this is the 9, because this is an X-wing on 9s, there's either a 9 here or a 9 here. There's a 1 here or a 1 here. This can never be a 1. So there's a 1 in one of those two. That's not the 1. That's the 1, which means that is yellow. These sum to 7. They're not 1, 6 or 2, 5, or 3, 4. These are 2, 5, which means that's not a 5. That's green. And the 7 clue is done. I need to do something more with this 9 clue. This is 2, 3, 4, or this is 2, 3, 4. 4. No, this can't be the 2, 3, 4. If this is 9 and this is the 1, this would be 2, 3, 4. But this would have to be the 4, which means this would be the 2, 3, and it can't be. There's nowhere I can put 2 in any of those because of these two 2s. So this can't be the 9. That's the 9. That's the 9. Those become the 2 9s. And this is a 2, 3, 4. I can take the 9s out of those two. Let's clean up. This has to be the 1 now, which means that's the 1. These are not the 1. The 1s become yellow, and I can get rid of all the green. But this is 2, 3, 4. There's no 2 there. That's the 2. There's no 2 there. In fact, these are 3, 7, 8. There's no 3 there. The 3 and the 4 is resolved by the 3. And the 2 makes this the 5 and this the 2. And these are 7 and 8, which is resolved by the 7. 8 and 7. This is a triple. 3, 4, and 6. There's no 4 in any of those because I've already got a 4 at the top of the column. That's the 4, and the 3 makes that the 6 and that the 3. The 6 looks across saying that's not the 6. The 8 looks across making that the 5. This is a 6, 8. The 7 looks across making that the 4 and that the 7. This is a very clever puzzle. I mean, I always say that, but the puzzles I'm sent, it's often true. This is a 3, 7, so this becomes the 2. The 3 makes that the 7, which makes that the 3, which takes 3 out of there. What's this triple? 4, 5, 6. Well, there's no 5 in either of those because I've got a 5 in the row already. So that's the 5. This is a 4, 6. But there's a 6, 8 looking up. So that's the 4, that's the 6. The 4 looks down, making that the 7, which makes that the 8, which makes that the 4. The 7 looks across, making that the 8 and that the 7. By the way, I'm now done all the clues in case you weren't paying attention. I wasn't. Where's the 2 in this row? It's not there. So this is the 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7. So this is a triple. 5, 6, 8. 5 and the 6 makes that the 8. There's no 8 in those. The 6 looks across, making that the 5 and that the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 3 and 5, and the 3 makes that the 5 and that the 3. This triple maybe? I'm looking for where the most constraint is. 2, 3, 5? No, 2, 3, 6 of what's not placed. There's no 6 there. So 6 is in one of those two. There's no 3 there. Oh, there's no 2 or 3 there. That's the 6. So this is the 2, this is the 3, this is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. There's no 4 in either of those, so that's the 4. The 6 looks across, making that the 8 and that the 6. The 5 looks down, making that the 8 and that the 5. So these two digits, 1, 2, and 8. and the 2 makes that the 8 and that the 2, which looks across making that the 7 and that the 8. That means this is the 7 in the box, and I've yet to put a 6, and that's the correct solution to the puzzle. So we've been, the other people involved in the pack have been testing these for quite a lot of time, but now is my turn to give it a try on camera for all of you. Yay! It could still be months before these puzzles are seen, but the important thing is that we try and get the best quality product out for you and bring you the best things since Sliced Sudoku, or the best thing with Sliced Sudoku as Sliced Sudoku. I don't know. Feel free to be confused. I am, but hopefully not with the puzzles, because I think they're really, really cool and I'm really enjoying them. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you're looking forward to the rest of the pack. And as always, good luck with your solving.